Nah, husband, brother, get the picky. Are you with me? If he's a sperm donor, we don't know who the person is. It's more of an abomination for me to have a child for my brother-in-law, because that's what it is. It doesn't matter that there was no intercourse. It's still his child.
I swear, when I read it, I was like, have they even told this boy?
They must have.
What do you think is Nigeria's problem with adoption? What do you think that the problem is?
Because we need to. I wanted to adopt. I mean, I was young enough to have kids. Even now, I can still have a child if I want.
Oh shit, younger baby. Hi everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of Dear Ife. You already know how we do. A community member sends in a story and we bring people that have sense on the show to contribute, and help us, dissect it, because we don't want to feel alone in our problems. We're not therapists, but what we do is we relate to your issues and speak, from our heart about what we truly feel, and then pass it on to the community members to also, give their opinions, as we always do. I have somebody here today. She's what we call esteemed. Esteemed people. Esteemed actress. Esteemed Nollywood actress. And a grandmother to be. She's very proud of that thing. I can't even tell you guys. Welcome, Omoni, Oboli.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for
We're so happy to have you in that community to, talk on the matter, because this matter that we brought to you today is something else. How have you been?
Very well, thank you. First of all, let me say thank you for having me.
Aww.
Thank you for the community that you've created. I love the fact that it's so positive.
Yeah.
There's no negativity, no judgment.
Yeah.
Just, a group of really positive people.
And wholesome people.
Wholesome.
Yeah.
And just living life and helping each other navigate all the different issues that we all have. I applaud you. I really do.
Thank you. I love it. That community is such. I mean, when we started, it wasn't, I don't even know. It was just stats. Like, just tell stories.
Yeah.
No shame. Because Nigerians want to be, want you to be ashamed of your experiences.
Yeah.
But no, we don't have shame. We will tell it as it is. And not be judged for it. Because we all learn every day. We're humans. And we're allowed to make mistakes and then learn from it. So, how the community started, I'm happy about where we are today. What I want to know first is, why are you not with us in this country? Why? Why not with us?
But I am.
No, so
I am.
No, you're not with us.
Do you know, I'm actually here a lot. It's just
more than you are.
I don't advertise all the time I'm here. Because I still work. Like, you're still saying things I'm doing. So how am I doing it if I'm not here?
You
right?
come and go.
Yeah, that's good now.
Which one do you like?
Both worlds.
Which one do you like more?
I love both. But
same
home is
way
where the heart is. So
yeah, but
I would say
home is where the heart is, but it's home where the structure is.
So I love being Nigerian. Yeah. I love Nigeria. I always say that Nigeria is an abusive lover to me.
Yes,
because
when an abusive relationship.
It's like I love Nigeria so much.
Yeah.
Nigeria will do something. I'm like, no, this country is annoying. It's this that. Super story.
But you still come
2
back.
days later, I'm back, and I just love Nigeria so much. However, it's always good to still have that sanity. That you can just go once in a while, clear your head, and come back and work.
Unfortunate now what to do that, because everybody needs a break from Nigeria.
I know.
It's
a lot. It's a lot.
It is a lot. How many years have you been acting now?
Oh wow. Oof, I wasn't expecting that question. It's been a while. So it's funny, people don't really know my story that well.
Yeah.
But when I was a teenager, I actually got into Nollywood. It wasn't called Nollywood then, of course. It was just home video.
Home video, yes. Now we do.
My first year in university, I did about a year plus in Nollywood. Yeah, I did a few movies. Even did some lead roles, but then it was clashing with school, so I had to, just take a break from it and focus on school, because I didn't want to drop. Everyone was dropping out at the time, and it was really cool.
Yes.
It was actually cool to drop out at that time,
School,
but I was like, my mom was a single mom, raised me by herself, and all of that. So I was just like, I'm not gonna do this to this woman.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna disappoint her. So I had to finish. I finished, and then I got married right after. And it took me like 10 years to come back to Nollywood. Yeah.
Was it an easy transition?
No, it wasn't. Are you kidding? Of course not.
Yeah.
When I came back, I was the new girl. Nobody knew me from the over 10 years before.
Even if you had reels to show, like, oh, this is what I've done before.
A few people remembered me, but then they were like, where did you go? Why you were so good? Tell your mates them what they still at the muscles days. They're like so big now. Why did you leave? So trying to come back was really tough, because people were just established and nobody really wanted a new girl, so it was really hard. It was blood, sweat and tears to get back in.
Was there like how you go into a place and there's a group already established?
Well, so there are always those types of things in every society or every organization or every industry, right? So yes, there were, and it was really tough, getting into the scene again. So what I did was I started writing scripts. I've always written, like from when I was a little girl, I've always loved writing. I used to write novels and stuff, right? So I started writing scripts and I would give it to the producers and say, you know what, don't pay me, just give me a role.
Wow.
Script is yours for free.
And they'll take it for free?
Of course.
Wow.
Who doesn't want freebies? So, so they'll give me a role, and, that's how I started getting roles. And then I looked at directing because I thought to myself, my scripts don't have my DNA. Because I would see the scripts when the movie's done, and it's completely different from what I was thinking, which is okay. No two directors will direct one script the same way. That's why a film is by the director. Even if the director's money is not in it, you still say film by the director, right? Because it's your point of view. And I write in pictures. So when I'm writing, I'm actually living the story while I'm writing, right? Yes. And then you see it and I'm like, no, that wasn't supposed to be, that's not what I had in mind when I was writing it. If my stories are going to have my DNA, then I'm going to have to direct them myself.
So did you write and direct Wives on Strike?
The first two Wives on Strike, yes, I did.
This one, how about the one coming
The Uprising, I co-wrote it, yeah. So we had a writer, and then there were certain things I thought I needed to change and all of that. So I wrote as well.
Did you direct it?
Yes, I did.
Oh, nice. I've seen the first Wives on Strike. What do we expect from this third one? I've only seen the first one, so I can't really,
So the first two Wives on Strike, we used a lot of humor to tell very serious messages. So the Wives on Strike franchise, so to speak, is really speaking to society and government and, trying to change the ills in our society, right? But the first two use a lot of humor. They're really funny. Like you go into the cinema, you're watching, you're laughing your head off, but you're hit with like very serious issues at the same time. However, this one is not as funny. It's quite dark. There's going to be a lot of blood. It's really, we went deep. Because of course the issue that we're talking about is not a light issue in any way, shape or form. Not to say the other ones were light, but it was almost impossible to treat it with a lot of humor.
And to make it a light.
So we do have humor because obviously people live lives and their lives can be funny, but we went deep. Really deep. It tackles kidnapping and stuff like that. So we went really deep. You're going to laugh and you're going to cry as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to tell us who is new in this one?
So we have Kiki joining us this time. Kiki's character is amazing. She brings a lot of humor. Her character is just out of this world. Like you see and you'll be like, I know people like this in real life. So she's that. Then we have Auntie Hilda Dokubo. Oh my gosh. You've never seen her like that before.
Really? Because
nobody has seen her like that before. Actress. This is probably going to be her best work yet. I'm not even saying that lightly. Probably going to be her best work yet.
I love Hilda Dokubo. Gen Z. Do you know Hilda Dokubo?
They don't know.
Who is Gen Z? Do you know her?
I do. They don't know.
Ojo, where's Ojo? Does she know? Do you know Hilda Dokubo, Ojo? You don't?
She's trying to think.
This Gen Z children, you don't know your veterans. You do not know your veterans in this Nigeria. There are plenty of Gen Z people that work in me.
Oh my
they don't
God.
know. You have to say, who is that? Oh my God, I feel like history is not taught in our schools. That's why it's terrible. Hilda Dokubo is an amazing Gen Z people. Let me just tell you, you've not seen.
It's funny. Hilda and I actually have history.
How
so my first Nollywood waka, then when I was a teenager, I did a movie for her.
Oh, does she remember?
Of course, it's called Another Campus Still. I actually lived with her for a while. We're like this close.
Did you sustain that relationship?
I mean, of course, I traveled outside the country. Like right after school, I got married and then we relocated for a while. And then by the time we came back, everyone kind of
drifted.
But then we found ourselves.
Life happens.
Do
you think being a mother, a wife and a mother, did it help you to craft that story?
For sure. So the truth about it is, all your experiences come into play as a filmmaker or as a writer. I write certain things and I'm just laughing because I'm like, this is definitely
you've had to,
it's the experience or something. There's a character in the movie Madame 1230 That's Uche Jumbo's character. Madam 1230.
Is your best story in real life?
We're like really good friends.
I know.
All of us. Yeah,
in real life, because sometimes I always like, are these people like really friends or we're friends for content?
No, we're
Forgive
really
me
friends.
because yes, I really think those things.
No, we're really
and I'm known for saying the things I think.
That's fine. I mean, there are people like that.
Yeah. So I'm like,
and then not to say there's anything wrong with that, but
well,
you know,
business is business.
Yeah.
I'm just always avoiding curious. I didn't really like.
Yeah, we are friends.
Ah,
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So Madam 1230 was from a character. When I was in school, I went to University of Benin. So there was this lady in New Benin Market that sold rice with assorted meat, like
really
that
good.
Was slap.
Those are the best.
We used to. As in, imagine living in Ubo. If you know Benin, you imagine living in Benin. You know Benin now.
Yeah, we know them here.
That's our people like
I don't hear them.
and then you go enter bus, go to New Benin Market because of food. The woman, if you reach there 12:30,
no food again.
She starts at 12:30. If you are there, if you reach there 12:30, it's finished. Because people don't line up the wait.
Yeah.
You know, so we used to call her Madam 12:30. So that's how that character was.
Yeah. Nice. You're being a mother, a wife, and a grandmother to be is why we know when we saw this story, I was like, can you come and talk about this? So before I read out the story, we always take a pledge.
Okay.
I Ifedayo
Omoni Oboli.
Promise to be kind,
to be honest,
and to not ask Ife who wrote in the story.
Don't worry, I will ask. To not ask Ife who wrote in the story.
Do you know people who ask, like, was it? I think I know that person.
Oh,
I think that story sounds familiar.
We don't need
but that story, of course, because right here, it's all about confidentiality.
And there's so many people with similar stories anyway.
So many people.
I'm not going to find everyone in the world with that story.
But people are very curious, especially when the story feels like he hates on military. I think I know, but we'll never. I mean, if you want us to put it out with your name, we will, but we always advise against it. So let's get into it.
Sure.
You ready?
Yeah.
Dear Ife, I have been married for 11 years and we have been trying to conceive. My husband does not want to adopt, even though I have been advocating for that. We have done several IVF and none has worked. Also note that we found out that my husband has oligospermia. That's low sperm count, which has made things difficult. The doctor recommended adoption, which my husband refused, and then they said we can get sperm donors, which my husband later agreed to. I was happy that at least we can have our own child, only for my mother-in-law to call me on the phone that we should go for lunch. When we saw, she said it is an abomination in their family for a woman to bring in a bastard child. She said using a sperm donor would mean a bastard child coming to the family and that this may affect my husband's destiny and wealth. Wait a minute. What is that? I beg, let me just continue. She said she has discussed with her husband and her daughters, and my husband as well, that it is better to use the sperm donor of my husband's baby brother. And that way, we'll all feel at peace. In short, the sperm will stay in-house. If this baby brother is 20 years old, studying in America. I was very hurt because even my husband didn't tell me anything. He just allowed his mother to dump this all on me. I told her I would think about it, but I was really hurt. I confronted my husband at home and he apologized that he didn't know how to tell me. He asked for my forgiveness and wanted me to know that if we use his brother's sperm, he would feel better. At least this is why he has been opposed to adoption, based on the fact that this is an abomination to bring in a child that is not his blood. Here.
Are you done?
I'm not done, no. I don't tire. Ife, this is beyond me. I'm very hot-tempered, but I can't even find anger in me right now. My husband is the best in the world, but I've always seen this side of him where he can't stand up to his mother. To be fair to the whole family, his mother has never interfered in our marriage except now. My husband says he loves me so much and he would rather stay childless, and that would be okay for him. I don't want to stay childless, Ife. I want my own child. I really, really do. Please, what do I do? If I accept to do this, what do you think the fallout will be? I can't believe this is happening to me.
I mean, it's hard to tell a grown adult what to do.
Yes.
You know, it's just...
But she wrote saying she needs help.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a tough one, you know.
first?
She's going.
What do you think? Sorry, what do you think would actually first? Let's even discuss this issue of mommy's boys. You know that's a thing, right?
Yeah. So I hear her when she says the woman has never interfered, right? But then is that because they've never had a major issue?
Yes,
so there's
enough
no need for interference, right? It's her husband that she has issues with. It's not his family.
Yeah, I'm not even sure she's even angry at his family. It's just the situation in itself.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's her husband that she needs to sit with.
Yeah.
And say, my guy, you're my guy. We
We're
got
together.
married.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't marry your mom or your sisters. I married you. And this is our family. That's why the Bible says a man shall leave his father and his mother and cleave to his wife. So yes, even as a mom, I still want to be part of my children's, lives, and even with their spouse and their kids and whatever. But I also have to know where to draw the line.
Yeah. So how do you
Right?
draw the line? You have two full-grown boys. How do you draw
Exactly.
the line in saying this is not my business, or I can trust you to handle this?
So once, if they ask for your opinion, give it. If they don't ask for your opinion, leave it.
So the two will not be choking you in your body.
If you like, choke, you die. Quiet. They don't ask. Nobody asks.
How
you.
easy is that?
It's not easy. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say it's easy. But if they don't ask you, you go quiet too. Because at the end of the day, you have to. I always think, and I'm very intentional about this, because now I'm in this same. I'm in that.
I know
position.
you're going to.
So I'm very intentional about it. That, you know what? If I were the girl, how would I feel right now?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? How would I feel? We had a wedding, and obviously there will be one or two things that will come up, and I'm like, oh no, we have to do this, and they don't want to do it, and she doesn't want to do it, and I'm thinking, okay, Omoni, remember you got married too, early as well.
How did
She's
you
young.
feel? Yeah.
She's the exact same age that I was when I got married, and I was very strong-headed.
How old is that?
She's 21. Yeah, I'm very strong-headed. I was very strong-headed even then. So when she's like, I don't want to do this, and I'm thinking she should do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, Omoni, hello.
Relax.
You wouldn't have wanted someone to tell you have to do this when you don't want to do it. So take a back seat. It's her wedding, not yours.
Ugh.
So you have to be intentional about that. So moving on from that, because really, we're not talking about the mom now, we're talking about the girl, the lady in question. It's her husband she needs to sit with. It doesn't sit right with her to have a baby for her husband's brother, because that's what it is. Cut it anyhow you like. She's having a baby for her husband's brother. That's what it is.
But what would be the fallout? Because I'm just trying to think in my head. What would be the general fallout?
It's her husband's brother's child. There's no other way to look at it.
But he said it will not be in the air.
Ife, nah, husband brother get the picky. Are you with me? If he's a sperm donor, we don't know who the person is. The person is never going to be part of our lives. Her husband's brother is going to be part of their lives forever.
But they say an abomination.
Hello, sister. It's more, in my opinion, is more of an abomination for me to have a child for my brother-in-law, because that's what it is. It doesn't matter that there was no intercourse. It's still his child. Anyhow you look at it. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
It's like saying your brother should sleep with your wife. I know he's not sleeping, but
That's what I say. I said it doesn't matter that there's no intercourse. But at the end of the day, that child is not going to be his nephew. That's going to be his child. Because cut it anyhow you want, it's still his child.
Because you can't tell me it's an abomination to bring in a bastard. But then,
Then it's not an abomination to have a child from my husband's brother.
What do you think is Nigeria's problem with adoption? What do you think that the problem is?
Because we need to. I wanted to adopt.
After you had your babies?
Yes, I wanted to adopt a girl.
Oh yes, your boy.
I always wanted to adopt a girl because I just like. I was young enough to have kids. Even now, I can still have a child if I want.
Oh shit, younger baby.
Right?
Yeah.
However, I was like, you don't have it. I was just so scared of having another boy.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, now you're doing this because you want a girl, and then you end up with another, or even twin boys, because there's twins in both families. I just missed it somehow. Or even
I don't have 4 boys. I still looking for
want
girls.
to myself.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So I was just like, okay. Foolproof ways to adopt a girl.
Yes.
Right? But just my lifestyle wasn't really conducive for a baby because I was doing a lot of up and down, back and forth. Like if I have a baby now, my husband was like, "What? Me, I cannot start looking at a baby. If you're
I cannot be doing diaper at this time.
Be ready to be jumping on planes with that baby, right?" I was like, it will be unfair on the child that I will not give that child 100%, affection or time or That's why I didn't. There's nothing wrong with adoption.
But I just also said to know that underlying problem.
I have friends who adopted. I have 2 friends who adopted girls. They had boys as well, and they adopted girls. And they're like they love those children so much. It's incredible. There is nothing wrong with it. You especially when you adopt a baby. The baby is yours.
Yes.
That child grows up with you. There is no difference. I know a pastor friend of mine, they went through childlessness for a long time, and then they adopted a baby, a girl. And right after they adopted, they got pregnant.
I've heard the stories before.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
People just wait and wait. And the time they decide to adopt.
Yes. So right after they adopted, they got pregnant, And he says he's afraid that he actually loves his adopted daughter more than his daughter.
Yikes.
That he's afraid to admit it to himself, like he loves his adopted daughter with his whole heart.
Wow.
So there is no such thing as, maybe you're not going to love the child because the child is not biologically yours or whatever. A child is a child is a child.
He's a child.
The child is growing up with you, becoming you pretty much.
Yeah.
That's your child. There's nothing wrong with adoption. There's nothing wrong with using a sperm donor. Absolutely nothing wrong.
Yeah.
As long as it's properly screened and whatever, right? It's so that you're not taking on any diseases or whatever. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
A lot of people are doing it this day.
Yes.
Not even looking back.
Yes.
At all of that.
Yes.
It's a thing. Again, I know you people have started, but you see the issue of patriarchy in this country and Africa generally. I know. Yes, it's very fair you started, but yes, I have started because I always wonder why men are not coddled, but it seems that a man that cannot procreate is easily
forgiven.
It's like, we understand, even though he drinks and smokes and because those things really does affect it. What are we now going to do? But a woman,
if the tables were turned, her mother-in-law wouldn't be as nice.
No, she won't be as nice.
If the tables were turned and it was obvious to the whole family that she was the one with the problem, like she caused the problem for herself. Like she woke up and she decided, you know what? I don't want to have kids. I want to have problems conceiving. Most women don't wake up and decide they want to have problems conceiving.
Of course. It just happens, definitely.
It's just the same way it happened that the man has low sperm count. But because it's your child, if not my picking, the way I would be, I'm the one that will go and get the sperm, the donated sperm.
That's always like, God forbid your son comes here and say this, or your daughter-in-law comes and say, this is the situation, but God forbid, of course, you'll be having a baby on the way. Yeah. So, so your son cannot.
I say, my darling daughter, are you okay? She says she's okay. Mom, can we adopt? I say, where's the agency?
Let's go.
Can we scream? Sign, or you need me to pay, or what is it? Just tell me whatever you want.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, people have to be kind.
Yeah.
Just be kind. That's it.
You think the mother-in-law is not kind?
I think she's not thinking about how the daughter-in-law feels. Put yourself in her position. I always do that. I always put myself in people's position. Like, okay, I know I'm seeing this thing from my point of view. What if I look at it from Ife's point of view?
Yeah.
How is Ife feeling about this issue
right now?
Because Ife is a human being like me now. And she deserves the kind of love that I deserve.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So how is she feeling about it? I don't think she's thinking about how the girl or the woman feels. She's just thinking about her family and how it
abomination.
Looks. Like, how do you tell a woman to give birth for her husband's brother?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you think that they're not considering the younger brother as well?
I swear, when I read it, I was like, have they even told this boy?
They must have. I feel like they would have told. There's no way.
Because they can't take his sperm.
There's no way they've all agreed that we're going to use and they haven't told him. Are they going to drug him to get his sperm out? They won't drug him to get it out.
His age, he's 20 years old.
Yeah.
He should be in a position to be making such kind of decisions.
I mean, he's an adult.
He's an adult. 20 is an adult
20
already.
is
What
an
can
adult.
you do?
Yeah.
But again, I don't even think, because it's not written there. The first thing that came to me was, wait, is this boy even aware that we're talking about his sperm?
I guess he would be. My guess is that
on
he would be.
YouTube right
Because
now.
at the end of the day, they're not. The whole family won't have come up with that decision
Without
talking
talking to
with
him.
her sister
Yeah, she said and the husband, but she didn't mention the
and the husband. Yeah, but there's no way they won't have told him. Like, how are they going to make it happen without telling him?
Of course, now they want drug the boy.
Yeah,
Take his sperm by himself.
Exactly. So they.
Oh, the
no
poor
way.
boy. I mean, I know he's an adult, but I'm already, because I feel like because he's a baby.
Because then you're
brother,
going to be
he's
looking
young.
at your child as your nephew your whole life.
What's
Like
it that boy
you're going
looks
to be
up?
90 one day, and that's your child
No.
right there.
But nobody's lying.
But
like
he's
you
your
know.
nephew. Come on. There's too many ramifications to the story because
Yeah.
at the end of the day we only know today.
Yeah.
Okay, because we want this child so much and we want to move the legacy of this family, whatever. We have this child and we just know today, and then is this couple now have a child.
Yeah.
But then what if that 20-year-old boy wakes up in 5 years and is like, I want my child.
Yep. That could happen.
Yes, I want my child. Anything can happen.
And I don't even think
So
because
what
his
would,
family.
what would the husband say at that point? Will
I
you say,
know.
no,
No.
we are not going to give you your
And because
child?
his family, they may
We'll
not
go to
sign.
court now,
They
go
will
and
not
fight.
sign because his family. They won't
no,
need
no,
to sign any
no, of
document.
course,
Let's
nobody
just
gonna sign
go.
anything.
Yes. Then the child now goes up and say, you know what, this boy, I just like his trajectory in life.
I want my
I
child.
want him to be my child now.
What will you not do?
Like you have to like think about it. For me, this involvement of the mother-in-law is ridiculous. It feels like too much, to be honest. Like I just look at it, I'm like, why are you calling me to lunch? Why are you telling me?
Yeah, I feel it's really unfair given the fact that you're picking a problem.
Yeah.
Don't do that to this. Don't
I
do
feel
it.
so. I feel so.
Don't do it.
Like, and that's what she's saying now. See, we know he's the one that has the issue, but you
No,
can't.
sis,
You can't.
sis, you have to be even kinder because your family is the one with the problem. She doesn't have any problems. If she decides that, you know what, I'm done with this family, she can get pregnant tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you have to be kinder.
She's not kind. She's not kind. How do
Be kind to
a lot
people.
of women many times will receive messages about mother-in-laws meddling?
You know, you have to be very careful with that.
How do we tell the mother-in-law that this is too much? Like the meddling, you know, especially when you now see that this person is just, they're not doing it to be wicked. You know, they just feel like it's my business. Let me, you know how it can be.
Yeah.
How do you say nicely?
I think first things first, people need to understand and realize that this is now another family. Yes, they are part of your family, but they now have their own family.
I'm not going to tell my mother-in-law that, ma, this is my family now. Go and mind your business.
So how do you tell her? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. How do I tell this mother-in-law?
So that's why couples need to understand each other and also be kind to each other, because really, I'm not the one who's supposed to tell your mom
They won't.
that
They won't.
mind your business.
Most of the emails we've gotten.
You're supposed to tell your mom.
They won't. I say most of the emails we've gotten, the husbands don't. I'm just giving like proper real life. We're not being hypothetical, so that it will be like the men will say, hey, she's okay, I'll talk to her. But most of them never do. So how do you take ownership of that situation and then deal?
It's the problem is there's been a breakdown from maybe years before, because I know there's been one or two times where Toby has come to me and it's like, Mom, Morel doesn't like that.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, I wasn't trying. I
didn't mean.
I didn't mean it that way.
Do you go back to Maria to apologize, or you just?
I'm like, you know what? Just tell her it's fine. We're gonna do it this other way. We're gonna do it her way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's okay. You know, so the fact that your child cannot come to you to say, my wife doesn't like this.
Another problem.
That's a problem in itself. So what, are they scared of you to tell you? Who are you?
Many people are scared of
Like,
them. Many men are scared of them.
They're not supposed to be scared of you. You're their mother. You're their safe space. Why are they scared of you?
Well, I wish the mother is listening, but she's not. So
Maybe she
back.
might.
Maybe, but I'm going
Who
back
knows?
to the question: how do we deal? There must be a way, because you can't say, "Oh, my husband is not
So
talking
if
to his
he's
mother."
if he's not going to tell his mother, then you have to.
How?
You have to just the same way she invited you to lunch. because there's no, see, you can't, the honest truth
We'll
is
go
you
to
can't
lodge and
really-
discuss it
yeah,
back.
the honest truth is you can't really beat around the bush with issues like that.
this.
The same way she invited you to lunch, the same way you invite her to lunch and say, Mom, I love you with all of my heart. But I want to be able to make the decisions in my family. Can you accord me that respect? Please. And if she creates a fuss and then she's not a nice person. Then please let her keep her distance. Then she's not a nice person.
You've done your best.
You've done your best. You just have to. You cannot beat around the bush. Okay, how else will you say it? There's no way else to say it now. You're just going to have to say, Ma, please help me. Because your interference is causing a problem in my family. Please. I love you. I'm saying this from a place of love. I respect you a great deal.
Yeah.
Please, just help me. Let me handle this myself.
Yeah.
And trust that I will make the right decision.
Yeah.
That'll be beneficial for all of us.
I love that.
And that's
I really like that. Not many people are that calm. The other day somebody wrote in and said her sister-in-law came and brought her friends, and she told her husband said, hey, she's not disturbing you now. The house is big, go upstairs. And she was like, wait, so you are saying I should do whatever I chose in this house? Because if I do it, you will not like it. No, just leave her, let her be. And so she went downstairs, and then the sister-in-law, I told her sister-in-law that, can your friends stay in the other guest, because there's a lot of people around. And the sister, just because our friends were there, just slapped her. Said, don't talk to me like that in front of my friends.
Who slapped who?
Sister-in-law slapped wife. I see wickedness in your face right now.
I see your deadly day.
I see wickedness in your face. She said she'd not even let the land
Final
slap.
will be a what? A deadly day.
She said she'd not even let the slap
Let
land.
her for a first on the line.
She gave it back.
She did what?
She gave the slap back.
In my house.
It became a family problem.
It cannot be a family problem.
You did.
No, it can never be me.
I
say family inside my house. You come to my house to slap
young girl. You say she's a young girl. There's sometimes you give room.
No,
you know what?
My dear, there's no room.
Yeah.
There's no room in
For
my
slapping.
house or in my heart.
For slapping. No, I bet.
The rooms have disappeared. No, it's not gonna happen.
Okay, now, guys, I just want to recap the story for you, because I know that sometimes, we can talk about this, we can laugh, but this is a very serious issue that somebody is going through. And for her to write in, she, I did have a chat with her, and I told her that first, breathe, because this is not even about you. If you check, we know you can have your own baby, regardless of brother sperm donor. You're good, right? So first understand that, because I don't like when women blame themselves for things that they did not even. You have nothing, but you just start blaming yourself. Maybe. So what I told her was, first, it's not your fault.
Yeah.
Let's just understand. The second thing I said was, now look at it this way, that this man who says he would rather remain childless, if he had a chance and you could not have a child, would he say, I would rather remain childless? Let's be honest. Would he himself say, because this my wife cannot have kids, I would rather remain childless? No. The only reason he's saying that is because he cannot. He's unable to.
Yeah.
So understand that people choose themselves.
Yeah.
If you look at it from that angle, I'm sure you make the right decision. And that's what I told her. I'm going to recap this story for you guys. This lady has been married for 11 years. She's been trying to conceive. We found out, or she found out, or they both found out that her husband has low sperm count, which has made the whole childbearing process very, very difficult. So the doctor told them, use a sperm donor or adopt. And the husband has decided no, because it's an abomination in their family. It will hinder his wealth and health and life if he adopts or uses a sperm donor, because they can't bring a bastard into their home.
Ife,
Ma?
I don't want it think and all that thing.
What happened?
May not be said those people do juju. Because really, what has bringing you using a sperm bank or adopting got to do with your health and your wealth?
Is what I said.
Do you know what
does
I
it
mean?
mean? That abomination, what does it mean?
What does it mean?
Explain to me in plain
How is it
terms. You
hindering
people go to
your
somebody.
health and your wealth? I'm gonna tie something for somewhere. Ha! Hello, sis. She should go
I
and
don't think it.
She should go and think where.
So I asked, what this abomination? Tell them to explain it.
Yeah, I made her explain now.
Where they got that thing from?
Yeah.
That if you bring
Why
a
is it an
bastard in,
abomination?
why
is
this?
it going to affect
That's the first question I asked.
my husband's health and wealth?
Health and wealth. What did the wealth?
How? Because that's just a human being. It's just a child. Like, how is this
Oh, your
child
whole
going
wealth.
to affect your health
Yeah,
and your
exactly.
wealth? There's a problem there somewhere.
So our mother-in-law said, instead of bringing a bastard in quote, let our younger son, who is 20 years old, bring the sperm so that we keep it in the family. She's upset. She doesn't know what to do, and she's asked us what to do. What would you do if you were her?
First things first, I'll have a conversation with my husband because that's who I married, right? I don't like the fact that you went and told your mom these issues and you guys had this whole conversation with your family and
made
you
the
guys
decision.
decided that I should use your brother's sperm to have a child for us. I don't want to do that, first of all. So first things first, I hate that you had that conversation. Secondly, I don't want to, bringing it here means that she doesn't want to, obviously. Secondly, I don't want to have a child for your brother, right? And I also want to know why bringing a bastard child is going to affect your health and your wealth, and it's an abomination in your family, because that's what's going to help me make my decisions. Because my decision could be, we've had that conversation and you're okay with it, and we go get a sperm donor or we adopt, or you're not okay with it at all. You're not clear on why it's an abomination in your family. My decision could be that I'm gonna walk
And have my own child. Just because I can.
I can, one, and two, maybe I don't even know the person that I got married to or the family that I'm married into. Because I'm not for divorce. I've never been for divorce. But then if there is some spiritual undertones to this, I want to know. Right? I really want to know.
Because that's on my lifestyle.
Yes, and
my lifestyle is not jazz.
And it's not, my lifestyle is not jazz. It's fucking on Christ. So I really want to know. And then if you're saying me deciding that I'm not taking your brother's sperm, I'm sticking with a donor because I don't want to be childless. I want a child. I want a child. I didn't come into this marriage thinking for one day that I might be childless, right? I want a child. And I can have a child, don't forget that. Secondly, if me deciding that I want to use a sperm donor or adopt, I want to go ahead and have a child, is a deal breaker for you, then let's break the deal.
Hasta la silla. We go, we move.
Let's break the deal.
Yes, that's what we do. Thank you so much for coming. Guys, over to you. If you enjoyed this episode, click here to watch another interesting episode. Don't forget to drop your comments and click here to subscribe. Boom.